I'm Ron.
And I'm John.
And I'm Paul.
Welcome to
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio. Coming up in this podcast, we interview three people in the news in St Ives. First is Matthew Kelly from the Snug, who has just launched Prince Rupert Ale as part of the 600th anniversary of the bridge and is in line for yet another award. Then it's Graham Campbell from the Great Ouse Valley Trust, who are planning a wow day, walking the Ouse Valley Way. Finally, we chat with Ed Cameron of Whippet Coaches about their new weekend excursions to Hunstanton, as highlighted in a recent edition of the Riverporter.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Right, well here I am. I've just made it. I'm round to our lovely little studio at the Whiskey Cafe, and I walk in here ready for my coffee, and I'm immediately confronted by our John, who's sitting here tapping the table, wondering where I've got to this morning. And he's sitting with Matthew Kelly. And Matthew, for anybody that doesn't know, but you all probably do, he's the boss, the owner, the runner, the actual chief cook and bottle washer of the Snug Bar in Church Passage. Of course it is. As someone that lives around the corner, I've been seriously impressed with just how many people actually turn up there now and how busy it is. Good morning, Matthew.
Morning, chaps. Yeah, nice to see you both.
Yeah. So you've managed to drag yourself away from the bar?
I have, yeah. I'm in there now and again. I'm in there mainly Fridays and Saturdays now. The team run it the rest of the week, but yeah, it's like you say, it's been very busy. Yeah,
I have to admit to being really impressed.
Thank you.
When it first sort of was muted before you actually arrived, that someone was going to put a bar in there.
Yeah.
I thought, did someone lied to you about the size of the place? Or was,
I think I should say, Ron, it is Thursday morning and it's only just gone 11, so the chances of Matthew actually being in the bar at the moment is a bit remote.
Well, I'm sure he's
Are you open on a Thursday evening?
We open Thursday night from 5.
Oh, right, yeah.
But I'm in there behind the scenes. I mean, there's so much to do. I'm in there kind of Monday to Friday anyway, because operationally it's quite a challenge to run such a small place. So there's a lot behind the scenes to make that work.
I mean, give us a rundown on that, because there's, as I say, I only live around the corner, so I'll walk past regularly on an evening, and on a nice warm evening, the room is packed.
Yeah.
You've got them all outside there, which is a lovely little environment just there.
Little courtyard, yeah.
Yeah, it's really, it couldn't have worked out better than
No,
what you do.
it's such a lovely space.
But it just occurred to me, because of the sheer lack of scale of the place, how do you keep it lubricated? How do you the stock? You must get through the stock really quickly.
We do. So the stock's not stored there. The stock's stored at my house. So there's a lot of ferrying around. So like I'm in there most days, like I said, bringing in stock, cleaning, churning the place over, resetting everything, because we do 5 beers on draft, which is quite a lot for a very small pub, and 46 cocktails now.
If each customer has a different beer, that's all your customers.
Well, completely. But 46 cocktails from a really small space is also a hell of an achievement. That's bigger than some big cocktail bars in Cambridge. So there's a lot. We've run out of shelf space now, so I don't know if you've seen it. We've had to start putting shelves up the roof because that's the only place we've got left to stack things. So operationally, it's interesting.
Yeah, no, we always bring little racks and things.
Well, I might get one of those little library ladders on wheels, that you move around.
You can all sit on.
That's the next stage. Yeah.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
No, it's seriously impressive sort of logistics.
Thank you.
You advertise yourself as the smallest pub in Cambridgeshire.
Cambridgeshire we are, yeah.
Why aren't you the smallest pub in the world? Because it just strikes me that no one else must have.
No, well, there's some silly ones out there. People have converted phone boxes and cupboards and things that operationally just couldn't be a pub. No. But we're 3.9 metres by 3.9 metres, I think. Which, as a pub, I mean, you've been in there, it kind of works. Yeah, anything smaller, I think, would just be a bit silly. I don't know how you do it. because we have a toilet, we have all the mod cons.
I love it because I love the actual scale of it. The fact as well that people don't come in and actually buy a pint, do they? They come and get 2/3 of a pint.
2/3 or a flight, so we do beer flights, so you can do 3/3 on a little tasting paddle. They're quite popular.
Oh right, you call it a flight?
It's a beer, like a flight of champagne or a flight of. So it's a beer flight, so you can because craft beer is all about discovery. You can try 3/3, like 3 little ones, which is quite nice.
So it's not only just a small pub, you can also
Small
buy a small
drinks.
measure as well.
Small drinks.
It's quite good going into a small pub, though, doesn't it? Because you only need one other person in there, and it's
And you've got a conversation.
You go into a big pub and there's one other person, it feels empty and there's no atmosphere.
Well, that was part of my reason for doing it. I feel big pubs these days have lost the art of conversation. You used to be able to go to the pub and talk to complete strangers. Nowadays, in a big pub, people sit in a corner on their phone and no one talks to each other.
Yeah.
In our place, it's one big conversation, which is lovely.
And
That's lovely. That intimacy, that social interaction is amazing. I think that's great.
No, I absolutely agree. Where we used to live some years ago, there was a beautiful pub there. It was one of the most popular pubs ever. And
Yeah.
you couldn't get anywhere near it on a weekend. And the owner went, he retired, and it was taken over by a new guy who had all the actual sort of... how would you describe it? He had all the personality of a dead fish. And
It's not a good start, is it?
no, and if you walked in there of an evening, he would sort of, what do you want? And
It's in the wrong
have a drink,
profession.
and then he'd immediately disappear, and you'd find yourself wandering around this beautiful pub on your own. So,
What experience.
he lasted 6 months, and then she gave up and went home, and actually described everybody as being antisocial towards him. I think you've just built a really excellent sort of...
Yeah, thank you.
model.
It feels like it. We're a year and a half in, and it's got a soul to it. It's got a lovely community.
Yeah.
It's great, and it feels like it was always there, tucked away down that alleyway. It's just kind of bedded into the town, which is lovely.
A few years ago, though, you started with your
Filling station, other place, yes,
up by the McDonald's up there, and you given up the job to start that.
Yeah, I left. I was.
Tell us a bit about that.
I had a big sales and marketing role with Carlsberg, so I ran a.
So it was about beer all the time.
Yeah, no, I ran the UK kind of national sales team for Carlsberg. So I was head of that for 25 years. Was at Carlsberg. Then I ran a hotel division, a restaurant division, and then they merged with Marston's, and there was an opportunity for some people to leave the business and take redundancy.
Right.
And because I'd been there so long, and I'd already designed the filling station, it was quite a nice package of money. So I left and launched the filling station.
And that was a container, wasn't it?
Yeah, 40-foot ISO that I converted into a cellar and a tap room and fitted out with state-of-the-art beer dispense kit and dropped it onto a car park near McDonald's.
Yeah. Were they quite easy to get?
Yeah, there was a big surplus of them.
Right.
It was off the back of COVID when everything kind of stopped.
Yeah. Oh, right.
And shipping ports were piling up with old shipping containers. So they were, but to fit it out was quite expensive. I mean, to launch that business was 40-50 grand.
Yes.
Is there any truth in the fact it's now an Airbnb in Huntington?
I wish it was. It's a vape shop, unfortunately. It was nothing to do with me.
Is it?
Yeah, they turned it into a vape shop. Up there.
It's still up there.
It's still up there.
Oh, it's
I didn't know. I rented it, and it's
see.
they've turned it into a vape shop. Which is
right.
a shame, but it is what it is.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
But fitting out the smallest pub in Cambridgeshire couldn't have been quite so.
No, it's everything's cheaper. Yeah, when it goes smaller, the costs come down, which is quite nice.
But I also you won awards, didn't you?
Yeah, we did up there, or
well, up there you.
Yeah, no, we
awards,
did. So we went to we got shortlisted for the Drinks Oscars, which are the Drinks Retailing Awards. They're like they celebrate the best take-home offering, so the best kind of off-trade offering in the whole UK, and we got invited to the Dorchester in London and made the final three, which was just staggering.
Yes.
And then we won, which was just mind-blowing. We beat
You didn't know you were going to win?
No, we beat a bottle shop in London that's been open for 20 years and one in Manchester that's been open for 10 years, and then it was us. And because we were so novel, it won, and it was just the most surreal night. Carl, my old business, were kind of sponsoring one of the awards, and the CEOs and the board of Carlsberg had a table at the front of this awards, and I had to walk past that table, and they were all like, "Oh, it's the guy that left our business." It was a magical evening, so that was good.
We know how that is, Ron, don't we? Because
it's going through my mind actually. We know exactly how that is.
Really, we've had the same experience.
Well, we did quite sort of surreally, really, wasn't it?
At the end of the first year of doing the River Porter newspaper, which is now back in 2018, someone suggested we put ourselves forward for the Cambridge Building Society Community Newspaper of the Year Award.
Oh, wow.
Or Magazine of the Year.
Yeah.
We went to this big event in Cambridge, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a lovely event, and it was all catered, and we were sitting around. And they started giving out the awards at the end of it. And there was lots of awards. There was lots of entrants as well. A lot of big local parish magazines.
Small magazines, all sorts.
And a lot of them, there's gold, silver and bronze for this one and for that one. And these people were all going up. And it got to the very last award, didn't it?
Yes.
We just sat there thinking this is nice and clapping our hands.
And then you won.
And they said, and the gold award goes to the River Porter.
Yeah, amazing.
John and I fell off the stairs.
That's so lovely, isn't it? That's nice.
Yeah, it was because we were so different. Ours was nothing like any of the others.
Well, that's how we did it. Like people love creativity and diversity. It's good.
Yeah, so that creativity of yours and marketing skills are quite good, aren't they? I noticed that right from the word go.
Oh, thank you.
Now you do that in the Snug.
Yes.
And one thing we need to announce to everybody is that you've got a special ale coming up.
We have.
Our 600th anniversary of the bridge.
Yep, so we've worked with one of our favourite local breweries over in Ely, Three Blind Mice. They make some of the best beers, and we stock them all the time, but their beers are a very, very high standard. We explained what was going on, and they've made this Prince Rupert Ale for us, which is a 4.2% kind of classic British style bitter. Kind of nice kind of maltiness to it, but very drinkable.
Excellent.
And so we'll have that available.
And that's on draft, isn't it?
On draft, Prince Rupert Ale on draft only. We only do draft beers at the Snug.
Yes.
So we'll have that on draft.
I should mention at this stage there is another, because the 600th anniversary is predominantly the main event is the reenactment of blowing up the bridge in the Civil War, which is obviously it's only a small part of the 600-year history, but in the 1600s, when the Civil War was going on, there were two sides, and St Ives was predominantly the parliamentary forces under Cromwell. But there was the royalist side as well, so there's two sides to everything.
Okay.
So you're covering the royalist Prince Rupert Ale,
right?
And Patworth Breweries are doing the parliamentary one, which is called Conehead Bitter.
Okay, great.
And both your ale and their ale will be available this Saturday, the 7th of June, at the Farmers Market.
Great.
So we're looking forward to that, and I think, Ron, you and I will definitely be down there to try it out.
Yeah, so we open from midday on that day. So from midday, it'll be on draft in the pub.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
So what did you say the percentage was?
4.2, I think it is.
4.2. Oh, not too bad. Because some of your ales are quite...
UK craft, I mean, some of them are stupidly strong. We try and keep them at a manageable kind of pub level so people can have a few. But you get some silly ones now, 14-15%, which is just no good for anyone.
You just drink it and it's like your fridge light.
It's game over, not us, we don't do that.
Yeah, it's no good for me at all. I can only last 5 seconds under those. But it's brilliant. So, coming back to the business model then, what you've done there is really clever, and it's worked really nicely because the location just couldn't be better.
Very lucky with that,
But have you got any plans to try and do any more?
Yeah, so we the plan is to open some more Snugs. So I definitely want to. So I'm looking at sites to open another one at the moment.
Must be tricky to find a location.
It is tricky. That's the hardest thing, finding a location like that.
Relatively local, or
within kind of 10-15 miles.
Right, you don't want to be travelling too far.
No, but it's quite hard. It's very hard.
If you have to take the stuff from your home.
Yeah. So trying to find somewhere with outside space and a bit of character. Because we don't want to be on a high street because that doesn't really fit us. We want to be tucked away. So I've got that whole secret bar thing. So I'm looking for other sites. That's the plan.
I've got a shepherd's hut in my wood.
Might be a bit close to St Ives.
There'll be at least one regular customer.
Yeah. We need more than that.
Well, you could do a shepherd's hut. I think it's about the same size as yours.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, brilliant. So, I don't know what to say. I just wish you
Thank you.
ongoing luck with
No,
it.
I appreciate it.
You do other special sort of evenings, and I've noticed you've got
Boat
pizza,
trips. So we do a Pizza Day, or a local pizza company. So we have those in the courtyard. We have acoustic singers in the courtyard. So Ellie, who's the wife of one of our bar managers, she sings in the courtyard, and that's really busy.
Right.
But the boat trips are fantastic. So we do beer tastings on board the St Ives electric riverboat of a Friday night, and we've just launched a cocktail masterclass on the boat. First one goes out next Friday.
Oh, right.
So there's 7 people on that. They've chosen 3 cocktails from our range of 46.
Yeah.
And then they all get their individual cocktail stations, so they get shakers, stirrers, spoons, everything.
Right.
And then I talk them through how to make those 3 cocktails as we cruise up the river.
So Francis is driving the boat.
Francis is driving the boat. I'm showing people how to make cocktails.
Yeah.
We're doing the first one next Friday. I mean, I don't know how it's going to go. I'm sure
How
it'll be
many
great.
people can you get on there?
When it's a beer tasting, we do 13 because you don't need so much space.
Yeah.
13 because you're just trying beers, and I'm telling you about them. But for cocktails, you have your own station.
Oh, right.
So we're only doing 7.
Oh, right.
But that's quite cool. To make use of the river is lovely because it's such a big part of the town.
So how much would a trip like that cost then?
I think it's like $49.50 a head, including the cruise, and that's your 3 drinks and the cruise. And the cruise goes on for an hour and a half, and you go around all the backwaters. It's lovely.
Yes, it's lovely.
I think it's a lot of fun.
So things like that are great.
See, that's nice because you're not far away from the quay, are you?
You should use it.
And Francis is equally adept at
brilliant.
finding things to make his business work.
Oh, he's brilliant.
And we've got to have Francis in and interview him, haven't we? So
we've got to have a chat with Francis
because he's so good and he's very supportive of all the things we do.
Oh, he is. He's great. He's great. He knows his stuff as well. The cruise is excellent.
His backstory is quite interesting. He's a horticulturalist.
Right. Yes.
So he can tell you all about the flora and fauna going up.
I've seen him working in some gardens. I live in Houghton, and I've seen him in some gardens with some neighbours up there. So I know it's his background.
Yeah. So it's nice that the businesses are working together.
It's great. I mean, you've got to try and support other independents.
Yeah.
That's the key for towns, isn't it?
That's what it's all about in town here. And that's pretty much what Riverport Radio is all about. Just trying to sort of bring people to attention and.
I think it's really important. You've all got to pull together.
Have you listened to any of our recordings?
Yeah, no, they're good. They're good. They're good.
We're trying to do the same as we did with the River Porter, which is give people interesting information about the town that they may not know about.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we like to do it with a bit of humour in the River Porter. Hello.
It's Sheila from the town team has
just waved at us in the studio. Actually, today we haven't had any noise from the Barclays opposite, Ron.
No, we've obviously turned the tape recorder on.
Yes. Yes. Look forward to seeing your cartoon in the River Porter.
Yes, I'm going to actually sit and work on that now. That's I think they're asking for it, so to speak. Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for coming, Matthew.
Thank you, chaps. It's great.
Is there anything else you want to tell the public?
No. One thing, we've been shortlisted. We're now in the final 3 for the best bar in Cambridgeshire, which I'm over the moon at. In the Velvet magazine, they released their shortlist last week, and we're in the top 3.
Do we need to vote?
No, voting's done.
Oh, right.
And it's now judged by the panel of independent judges.
Right. So they come and decide.
There's like a mystery shopper. And so we find out next month. And it's us and a couple of pubs in Cambridge. So it's amazing for St Ives to be in that. So we're over the moon with that. And we put the plaque up. We put the kind of poster up in the window and all of that. So next month we find out if we're in the running. But even to be nominated is lovely.
Yeah.
Since we recorded this interview with Matt, his Snug Bar in St Ives has been awarded the best pub in Cambridgeshire by the Velvet Magazine Food and Drink Awards 2025. Congratulations, Matt, and the Snug team. Amazing.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
I'll come there and
we'll be down for
a swift half sometime later.
I shall be in on Saturday at the Farmers Market, flogging the T-shirts for the Jazz and Blues Festival and the leaflets about the.
Oh, that's right, listeners. If you haven't got one of your Jazz and Blues T-shirts yet,
I need to get one of those.
Get in there quick.
The new double CD, which is now out, so that's really cracking. 30 tracks. Have you listened to any of it?
Well, I've got it in the car, and I only do short journeys, so I haven't got past the second track.
But the first track's great.
First track's great.
So far, it's brilliant.
It was worth it alone for that. Yeah, it's great. Thanks very much.
No, thank you, chaps. That's great. So I really appreciate it. That's great.
And here is the first track of the new Jazz and Blues Festival double CD. It's called Going to Pot, with Brooks Williams and Aaron Catlow.
whether we like it or not. The best I can tell, the world's going to hell, and we're sure gonna miss it a lot. All the whiskey in Lynchburg, Tennessee, just couldn't hit the spot. I've had my fill, this ain't no drill, the whole world's going to pot.
We'd love to hear from you. Please get in touch with us if you'd like to feature on our Riverport Radio podcast. Whether you're a business or an individual and you've got something to say or something to share, please contact us using the following details. You can text us direct from our podcast. You'll see the send us a text prompt just under the play button. You can message us direct from our Facebook page. Search on Facebook for Riverport Radio Podcast, or write to us via email, editor@theriverporter.uk. We look forward to hearing from you.
I'm now going back into the studio here at the Whiskey Cafe, where John is going to chat with a very interesting new character today from the Ouse Valley Trust. So, John, that's over to you.
Yes, hi, good morning. We've got, as Ron says, a very interesting person with us. It's Graham Campbell from the Great Ouse Valley Trust. Good morning, Graham.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming to the studio. There'll be a lot of people who are not quite sure what the Great Ouse Valley Trust does and is, so any chance of helping us out there?
Yes. I lived in this area for about 40 years now. But about 10 years ago or so, a group of people actually very much in St Ives people in Hemmingford, were very concerned that the Great Ouse Valley, which is such a wonderful landscape and everyone loves it, we think it's so important, didn't have any recognition. No one had really recorded that it was an important area. And they tried then, back in 2014, to talk about getting it registered as an area of outstanding natural beauty. And this, they contacted Natural England, who's the government, Quango, who looks after the environment, and they were very excited by it as well. And they said, well, if you can produce the documents to demonstrate this, we will consider it being an ANOV. Now, as it happened, the Natural England got so overwhelmed with other things, cost cutting, Brexit and all that sort of thing, they never got round to actually putting the people into place to turn it into an ANOB. So years went by, and I think in 2018 I sort of came on the scene and talked to a few people. I thought, well, this isn't good enough, this is such a fantastic area, we ought to get it recognised. So back in 2018, we organised a conference of all the great and the good of St Ives and Huntingdon, St Neots and Erith and...
Sorry, but Ron and I weren't there, so it couldn't have been all of them.
No, that's true. Oh, you must have had an invitation.
I probably did get an invitation, actually.
Well, there were councillors, there was our MP was there was the head of the council, there were parish councils, the RSPB, the Wildlife Trust, CPRE, National Trust, everyone. There was about 90 people there. And we had presentations about the landscape, about nature, about archaeology, and everyone was committed. And from that moment, the Great Ouse Valley Trust was formed, and we now have, we've been running since 2018, we have 9 trustees from different backgrounds, all of whom put in tremendous amount of effort and time. But basically our mission is to, 3 things really, is promote the landscape, protect it, and most importantly to enhance it, because there are lots of things that we can do, obviously tree planting, meadow restoration, checking water quality, things like that. So we've got all these diverse things going on.
What would an area of outstanding natural beauty, or whatever it's called now, bring to the Great Ouse Valley that we don't already have?
Well, it's a good question, and people ask that quite often. I think it's partly, or a big thing of it, is pride of place, actually. I've always had this idea that people ask, where do you come from? And you sort of say, Cambridgeshire, Huntingdonshire. would it be great if you said, I come from the Great Ouse Valley as an area where, like you say, Constable Country or something, or Peak District or something. And I think it gives us that sort of identity and an appreciation of our landscape. And I think also there's a business argument about it, because once you are a national landscape, you bring in visitors. Maybe you've got enough visitors. It's nice because it's a popular place. That's another question.
I'm not sure we have enough, but we work hard to bring even more here.
It's never enough.
Yeah. But it's just sharing the idea that we live somewhere special, and then you start to protect the landscapes a bit more. And I think also, I could go on about this too much probably, but as this whole area...
It's all right, we'll edit it.
Okay.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
As it gets more urbanised, there's housing, as you know.
Yeah.
Which is good. We need houses. Isn't it wonderful that we've got this lovely linear landscape?
Well, that's really my point I was going to make, was that it's a hidden gem, largely in national terms. Not that many people know about it. I'd hate to see it become, Dovedale, for instance. You go there and it's just a constant stream of people walking along Dovedale, and it's lost all its charm from being a beautiful sight. But on the other hand, the Great Ouse Valley Way is quite a long way, isn't it? It's how many miles is it? It's 26 miles, is it?
Yeah, well, just on the tourism thing though. This is you mentioned that people come here, and this is one of the problems at Houghton Mill, I think. Yeah. Well, one of the things we're working with National Trust to look at parking problems and that sort of thing, and of course, your electric riverboat company. He's one of our trustees. We've worked with him to sort of run these boat trips to try and ease the car parking. Anyway, the Ouse Valley Way footpath has been going for 35 years, and it is one of our major national footpaths. It goes all the way from a small village in Northamptonshire, follows the Ouse pretty well all the way, right to King's Lynn.
Oh, it goes all that far, does it?
It does.
I suppose it would do, because the Ouse comes out at King's Lynn, doesn't it?
Exactly.
I did see, yeah.
It's pretty well 150 miles.
I was going to say, that's more than 26. The bit that we concentrate on here is the 26 miles. That's right. Roughly between sort of St Ives and Erith.
That's right. It's a fascinating walk.
Yeah.
And again, unappreciated really. There's not a lot about it published, but it is one of the great walks. You see industrial landscapes.
It's got a lot of variety, hasn't it?
A huge amount of variety.
Just that view as you enter Ely of the cathedral that commands the landscape.
That's right.
That's something to be.
I tell you, if you're walking towards Ely Cathedral, it seems to get further away the closer you get to it.
I had the same incident in Paris walking towards the Eiffel Tower.
So we really thought we would celebrate the Ouse Valley Way, and to that extent we got in David Newton, who for many years has organised the marathon.
Oh right, yes.
The Ouse Valley Marathon, which runs from Erith, which is, you said, 26 miles.
Yes,
it's ideal.
Yeah.
And that's been a very popular event, and people come from all over the country. Yeah. And they're amazed, actually, how fantastic it is.
Yes. It's certainly prettier than the London Marathon, I think.
Yes. Anyway, with David's help, particularly, and our team, with Ian Jackson, and Francis and Helen Boothman.
Yes.
We've got this day when we get as many people as possible to come out and walk the Ouse Valley
Wow Day.
And the idea, walk the Ouse Valley Way Day, Wow Day.
Yeah.
Now, so it's not a competition, it's not even a set thing.
No.
We're hoping a lot of people, perhaps groups of people, may walk the whole 26 miles.
Yeah.
Others may want to walk from St Ives to Godmanchester, which is going to be the hub, the main hub, or from Erith to Godmanchester, so that's 12 miles or so. Other people, hopefully, may just do circular walks round St Ives. And we're hoping to facilitate all these things on this day, July the 20th.
Yes.
Please, all you listeners to your podcast or the radio station, please come out and join us.
Yes.
And we've got 9 hubs along the route. One of the main hubs is here in St Ives. Always a lot going on in St Ives.
Yep.
As you know.
Yes.
And on that day, I think we've got music at the bandstand. We've got lots going on.
You've got an exhibition about the history of the river on that day, so that people can come and see. It's an 8-board display about the history of the river. And also in St Ives, which I know you've been made aware of, we're celebrating the 600th anniversary of the bridge.
I am aware.
And on that day, anyone crossing the bridge, which should be quite a lot of people doing the round trip from St Ives to Hemingford and back, crossing the bridge, they will have to pay a toll. The toll is not money. It's playing a game to get across the bridge.
Oh.
So they've been researching, have researched the games over the last 600 years that have been played.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
So you might have to roll a hoop across the bridge, or play hopscotch, or any it could be British Bulldog or whatever, to get across the bridge. So it's a celebration of the history of games, and the celebration, if you like, of the tolls that used to be to get across the bridge.
Is that all happening on the same?
That's happening on that
same
day.
day.
That same day,
Well,
which is
it's wonderful,
fantastic.
isn't it?
And also, because you're supplying a ready stream of customers, hopefully, to cross the bridge.
Yes,
which is brilliant. But the other thing to say about that is that this toll idea, believe it or not, there was. So when the bridge was blown up, which is something we're doing later on in July afterwards, the following week, we're reenacting blowing up the bridge. After the far arch was blown up, a drawbridge was put there, and so it was much easier to stop people getting across with tolls. You can go across our drawbridge as long as you pay the toll. Believe it or not, those tolls didn't stop until 1920. To cross St Ives Bridge, you had to pay a toll up until 1920.
And that was still enforced, was it?
Well, presumably it was. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't around. But I think that's sort of something that not a lot of people know.
Since the bypass, I know that has its issues, I know, but it's enabled the bridge to become such a focus for people. People love to come and just stand on the bridge.
Yes, obviously we couldn't have done this a few years ago when it was the only road in and out of St Ives, because it was literally full of traffic. Now, in theory, there's no traffic going across the bridge. The only vehicles allowed across the bridge, which I'm not sure everyone understands, is very large lorries exiting Bridge Street that have done deliveries.
Who can't get out.
They can't turn around, so they're allowed across. But they're the only... And any taxi driver who tells you they're allowed to cross it, they aren't. Because there's a lot of taxis that sneak out.
Yeah, they sneak across there all the time, especially at night.
Totally technically they're not allowed
in both directions as well. They have to go through no entry signs to do that.
One of the perks of the walk the Ives Valley Way Day is if you can demonstrate you've walked between at least 3 of the 9 hubs. There are 9 hubs between Erith and St Ives. You can take a selfie on your phone at each of the hubs you've got.
I see. Yeah.
If you then present that in Godmanchester, Chinese Bridge, sometime during the day, you will get a free T-shirt with wow across the front, and it's very impressive. So, but you have to be able to demonstrate.
You haven't brought one to show us then.
You've walked that. Of course, if you want to donate some money, because we're also this is also being run jointly with Hunts Blind. If anyone wants to give a donation, raise money as part of the walk. But we have got a few groups have said that they'll walk from, at least 50% from Erith to Godmanchester.
That's good, yeah.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Can I ask, does any listener listening, do they need to register for the walk or?
No, it's a completely voluntary, casual thing. All we're doing is providing these hubs with refreshments and toilets where appropriate.
So can we just do the hubs? You've got one at Erith?
At Erith, it's at the brewery at Erith.
Oh right, with the Patworth Brewery.
The Patworth Brewery.
Excellent, we like the Patworth Brewery.
That's the hub there.
Yep.
There's a hub at I'll go through, there's the hub at Erith, so that's number one.
Yep.
There's a hub at Holywell.
Right.
In the ferryboat inn.
Ferryboat, yep.
And on one day only, we'll be running the ferry across to RSPB.
Right.
So that's another perk.
So you can walk. Let's say you could walk into St Ives from either side of the river, then basically, can't you?
You could. You could do a circular walk and come back to the pub.
Yeah.
Then
so if you plan it right, you can have your lunch in the ferry boat.
Exactly.
And get back to St Ives and do a circular walk, crossing the.
I do know you do tours, but they kept it quiet at the time. The group of friends who decided to walk to the ferry boat, but went down the wrong route, ended up on the wrong side of the river and missed their lunch altogether.
Well, they wouldn't miss it on Whale Day then, because they'd be able to cross over.
No, Whale Day works.
That ferry, wasn't it a string ferry? I mean, a line ferry used to be pulled across.
I believe so.
But this is presumably an electric boat. Is it one of the electric boat companies, or is it just
electric boat companies? Well, actually, no. Mick Jones is.
Mick is doing it.
He's going to run the ferry for the day.
Yeah.
And hopefully, in the long term, we have one of our visions that tourists from Cambridge who go for the day, stay there a second day, come to the Ouse Valley, get on the guided bus, get off at the Fendraighton Lakes, walk around Fendraighton Lakes. When there's a ferry, get the ferry across the ferryboat in, have lunch, or maybe go on to St Ives. The options are great. That's one of our dreams.
Well, thanks for coming to see us, Graham. And the message to everybody in St Ives and the surrounding area is get your walking boots on, particularly if you belong to a group. Let's get the scouts, the guides, whoever, the walking groups, the running groups, the football groups, come and have a great day walking and enjoying the fabulous Great Ouse Valley Way. Was that okay for you, Graham?
Fantastic. It's been a real pleasure. Thanks very much.
Well, thanks for coming along, and we'll see you on Whale Day.
Yep, absolutely.
We'd love to hear from you. Please get in touch with us if you'd like to feature on our Riverport Radio podcast. Whether you're a business or an individual and you've got something to say or something to share, please contact us using the following details. You can text us direct from our podcast. You'll see the send us a text prompt just under the play button. You can message us direct from our Facebook page. Search on Facebook for Riverport Radio Podcast, or write to us via email editor@theriverporter.uk. We look forward to hearing from you.
Right, here we are again, back in our studio in the Whiskey Cafe. It's now afternoon, and I'm welcoming a new person to our studio that we've not met before. We said Cameron, and he's from Whippet Coaches. Or afternoon, I should say.
Good afternoon, John.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Us, yeah.
One of the reasons we've invited to come along is because in the River Porter, the last edition, we ran a little piece about Whippet Coaches starting a new trip every weekend to Hunstanton from St Ives and Huntingdon. So we'll cover that. But first of all, I think we should just give a little bit of history about Whippet itself. So Ed, give us a background on Whippet Coaches.
Yeah, thank you, John. It's really kind of you to invite us in. So I've been at Whippet for 2 years, but actually the company has a much longer history. So it's just over 100 years old. We've been running buses in Cambridgeshire for 106 years. Originally based in Great Raveley, actually, and then Hilton, then Hunstanton, and we've currently got a depot just down the road at Swavesey. And one of the things I was very aware of when I joined the company a couple of years ago is the history and the diversity of services that it's run over the years.
I'm surprised. 106 years ago.
106
What were
years
the
ago.
buses like?
The very first bus was a converted ambulance. So it's bought by a family who converted it, I think, into about a 19-seat bus and ran local services into St Ives at the time.
So that's around 1920 then?
1919, yes.
1919, so just after the First World War?
Yes.
Excellent. All right,
and things have changed an awful lot in many ways. So Whippet has run buses all over the coast in years gone by. So, Clacton and Yarmouth and Norfolk, as well as, services down to London and a little bit further afield.
So day trips then, as opposed to just ordinary passenger daily traffic between two different points. It's more often going somewhere special.
Yeah, very much aimed at allowing people to have a nice day out somewhere, a little bit further afield. Not having to worry about driving and parking, just getting you there safely and letting you have a good couple of hours on the coast or wandering around the town.
Well, this latest one, I think you've reinstated a trip that was probably done years and years ago.
Yes.
The Hunstanton trip, because it's our nearest bit of coast, isn't it, really, from here? You get about over 5 hours on the coast, which is fantastic, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. So Hunstanton and that bit of the Norfolk coast has a very kind of personal resonance with me. So I grew up having my summer holidays in Norfolk and spending, sort of August on the beach. So it was a nice opportunity to, as you say, to reinstate one of the services that Whippet used to run many years ago. And also to enable people locally to have a day out in a place that I'm also very fond of up on the coast there.
I've got a book that I acquired many years ago, written by a lady in Fenstanton. She had been a domestic working in what is now the town hall, and it was called Stanley House, for the farmer who owned that. And she recounts in her working life in St Ives that they caught the train from St Ives and went to Hunstanton for the day.
Yes.
So obviously the train line doesn't really exist anymore from St Ives to, and so you're reinstating that journey with a nice coach, I understand.
We are indeed, yes. And I live close to St Ives. And the railway line used to run through the village that I live in.
Yes.
So we sort of vaguely follow the route of the old railway line.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Does your coach have facilities on it?
It does.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
So, because I know some people will think, it's a couple of hours to get to the coast, even if you drive it yourself.
Yes.
It's
it's very comfortable. So the coach does run direct from pick up in Huntingdon, St Ives and Ely, and then essentially runs direct to Heacham and Hunstanton.
Excellent. Well, I think Ron and I are hoping to go on the trip and interview some of the passengers and probably interview some of the natives of Hunstanton. A strange crew, obviously, there in Hunstanton. A week on Sunday, so we'll test that out. Now, I've got a little dog called Millie. I think she might be happy to come on the trip. I'm going to test her out on my local bus to make sure. But you can take a dog on the trip?
You can, yeah. Excellent. So we welcome dogs on all of our buses.
Excellent.
And be very welcome to join us on that.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully I've chosen a day when the sun's going to shine and we can spend the 5 hours in Hunstanton sunning ourselves and enjoying the chips on the promenade.
And there's an awful lot to see in Hunstanton, actually. It's in some ways it's a fairly humble town, but there's the amusements, there's lots of little cafes and fish and chip shops, or have a nice day relaxing on the beach looking out to sea.
So tell us a bit about what else you do other than that particular trip. What are Whippet doing at the moment?
There's quite a few things, John, actually. So we run a network of 4 bus routes in West Cambridgeshire. So they connect Huntingdon, St Ives, and many of the places in between there and Cambridge. We run a fleet of electric buses for the university in Cambridge.
Oh, right.
Which we've run for many years, and bought a fleet of brand new buses about 18 months ago.
Gosh,
that
sounds quite progressive. Electric buses, can't be cheap.
No, they're certainly not cheap, but they're very nice. They're very quiet, of course, very comfortable. our drivers are very fond of them, and we get very good feedback from our customers.
Yeah.
And we're just about to launch within the next couple of weeks a series of excursions and day tours by coach. So they'll go to places like Norwich and Oxford, shopping centres like Bicester Village and so on.
Yeah.
So it would again, it just allows people to have a nice day out, not having the stress of driving, parking, having to find somewhere to park and pay and so on. There'll be lots of pickups around the St Ives Huntingdon area. And again, it's just a nice chance to have a day out.
One of the things that impressed me when I saw the information about your trip to Hunstanton was just how affordable it is. I'm old enough to have my bus pass, and I think I'm correct. It's £12 return with the bus if I've got my old.
You have indeed, John. Yes,
and that's incredible value, isn't it? I mean, I can't imagine, even if the railways still existed, if Beeching hadn't come along and cut them off, we'd be paying £12 return tickets to get to the Norfolk coast. So, I mean, that's amazing value.
It's one of the things when we were planning this over the winter, it's one of the things I was really keen to make sure we did, that it was affordable.
Yeah.
And if there's a small group of you going, or you're taking your sort of children and things, that it's still affordable, and that wasn't going to be a barrier to people having a day out. So yes, we worked hard to make the numbers work, and I think it's really good value.
So these new excursions that you're doing, which will allow, I mean, I drive, obviously, like a lot of people. I live in a village where I have to have a car to get around mostly. But I'm getting to the age now where I actually don't like driving long distances anymore.
Yeah.
It appeals to me if I want to go to Norwich today. Are you doing Bury St Edmunds and places like that?
Yeah, there'll be quite a selection. Yes.
Yeah, I can imagine myself, wanting to get buses don't have the same cachet as trains sometimes, or there's an old-fashioned idea that buses are not so much fun, but actually the modern buses are quite good, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I think certainly in the last sort of 10 to 15 years, the passenger experience, if you like, the quality of the bus has actually really improved. So a lot of our buses have air conditioning, USB charging ports, even free Wi-Fi and things. So they're very modern, very comfortable to travel.
Electric ones are good, but so
buses can bring an awful lot more than just enabling people to have a day out. So if more people travel by bus rather than by car, there's huge improvements in air quality, for example.
Yes.
There's the obvious one about taking up less road space. So it can help with congestion. Even just the amount of parking space that's needed in town centres, that can reduce, and actually, space can be given back over to people who want to sit on, just sit out and have somewhere nice to sit in a cafe. More green spaces, all those sorts of things. There's a whole range of things that buses can do for the sort of wider environment, if you like.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
So do all your journeys start from this area then, because you're based here, or?
They do, So our kind of network is West Cambridgeshire. So we run between Cambridge, Camborne and St Neots. St Neots going up through sort of Buckton and Brampton to Huntingdon. And then the triangle's completed from Huntingdon down to Camborne and back into Cambridge.
Right. And St Ives just is on the corner of that map, so
it is.
Hence you're picking up your Hunstanton picks up, I think, 8:30 in the morning from the bus station, and gets you to Hunstanton a couple of hours later. 5+ hours in Hunstanton or Heacham, or as you say, quite a bit to do there in that time, and then you're back here before 6 o'clock in the evening, aren't you? 5:40 or something. Which is fantastic.
The feedback we've had from we've been running for a couple of weeks so far, so quite early days.
Yes.
But the feedback we've had from people has been really positive. So it's a good amount of time to have. There's lots of stuff to see and do.
Other trips then, Norwich sounds pretty good fun.
Yes.
Because Norwich is an interesting place to go to.
Yeah, fascinating.
What other ones have you got?
So there'll be a whole selection of them. So it'll be things like Birmingham, Cadbury's World. Looking at things like York, Oxford. So a little bit further afield.
Oh, York.
Yeah, and it would just be, I think there's a couple of things. So it will be a chance for people who live St Ives, Godmanchester, Huntingdon, and some of the surrounding villages.
Yes.
To have a direct service from there to somewhere they perhaps can't get to by train, or they don't want to take the car and things.
Yeah, there's a lot of places to choose from, really, isn't there, if you think about it?
Yeah, so the team back at the office are busy sort of fine-tuning and finalising the plan for that. But
so any other plans for Whippet?
At the moment, John, that's keeping us very busy. We've just been we were awarded a new contract last month by the CPCA.
Oh, right.
So we just started a new bus route that links Huntingdon and Fenstanton and Cambridge.
Is that the Tiger bus?
It is. Yeah.
So how's that going?
It's Tiger One.
Tiger One, is it?
Yeah.
Where did this Tiger come from?
So this is very much the work of Nick and the CPCA.
Not a Whippet, it's a Tiger.
Last year. Yeah, it's
an upgraded Whippet to a Tiger.
So we've got,
and that goes from Huntingdon.
Yeah,
to
so
Cambridge.
Huntingdon down to Fenstanton, and then to Swavesey Village, and then down the busway into Cambridge.
So just the two stops on the way.
Yeah.
But it means people in Huntingdon can get to Cambridge in a relatively short space of time?
Yeah, it's just under an hour from Huntingdon right into Cambridge city centre.
Right into the centre.
But I think the important thing with Tiger One is that it's a vastly improved bus service for the village of Fenstanton as well.
Yes. You're still running on the old A14, I presume, at 40 miles an hour at the moment.
At the moment, yes. I believe
so
that's
hopefully
due to be lifted
the time
soon.
might drop down once that's been lifted.
Indeed.
Yeah, they keep promising to lift it, but it's not happened yet.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic, and I'm really pleased to see you come along. And thanks for coming and telling us all about it. As I say, Ron and I will no doubt put a piece in the River Porter once we've done the trip, and we'll also be recording it for the River Port Radio. So listeners, keep looking at River Port Radio and see how we got on the Whippet from St Ives to Hunstanton. Thanks for coming in, Ed.
Thank you very much for having us, John. It's been great to chat.
Pleasure, thank you. Okay. All the best.
And playing us out this episode is another track by a band featured on this year's Jazz and Blues Festival Double CD, with some brilliant rocking blues by the Blues Boy Kings. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you here next time on Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.